Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Love and Marriage, Huntsville Season 2, Episode 1. So I've been reviewing I May Destroy You, and that's been kind of heavy, so this is a welcome break to just kind of do something lighthearted. So the title for this episode is going to be called Entanglement. So we see Marcel and Melanie. The season opens up with them talking about their relationship, his cheating. There's an on-air DJ who's talking about the fact that he said he was a past cheater. However, the mistress has resurfaced and she has receipts. She's blasting him on social media. So it opens up with that. Melody is doing a photo shoot. She's doing a photo shoot, and initially it seems like she's doing this solo. She's maybe single now. Then all of a sudden the music changes and there is Martel holding her belly. They're doing this maternity photo shoot. She sits down with her hairdresser who was in the last season, who was telling her, I knew you weren't going to leave him. I knew you were going to stay with him. And Melody, she seems kind of defensive. Well, for those who said they knew that I was going to stay with him, well, you had a crystal ball, you should get paid because you're a psychic, because I didn't even know. So it seems like she's trying to tell the world that it was a difficult decision and she didn't even know. However, I had no doubts that she was going to get back with him. Being pregnant, you're vulnerable. You want to work it out. Very seldom do women want to break up or leave the father of their child, especially during pregnancy. So I kind of figured she was going to work it out. She did say that they were separated for a while. I have no doubt that he did not stop contact with the mistress. I think that he's probably upset that the mistress is so vocal now on social media. He's upset that the mistress contacted his wife. But keep in mind, he was with this woman for 5 years during his marriage. He's been married for 13 years. So 5 years with someone does not seem like something you can end so easily. It's going to be a sloppy breakup. There's going to be mishaps. You're going to call each other. You're going to miss that person. So I have no doubt that he is still seeing this woman, maybe not physically, but still in contact, especially with her being on social media. You can't tell me that he has not called her and says, what are you doing? Why do you keep doing this? You can't tell me that there has been absolutely no contact. I just don't believe that. There has been some entanglement. All right, let's move on. So then we see Melanie. Oh, one thing I want to bring up. Melody brings up the fact that Martel has been so open. They have their social media passwords. When he goes somewhere, he FaceTimes her so she knows where he's going. Let me tell you, when you're in a marriage with someone who has cheated and you guys are reconciling, that is a lot of work. I can't even imagine having to have my husband FaceTime me when he goes somewhere, or have to check his social media, which his social media is an open page to me and mine is open to him. It's not password protected. Our phones are not password protected, but I've never felt the need to look for anything, and I've never felt the need for him to prove to me where he was going. So that is the burden now that Martel has to carry because he was unfaithful. So when you're a liar, you have to earn trust, and I guess that's what he's doing. But on Melody's end, that is a lot of work, and unless you're wanting to be with a person after they cheated, it's almost not worth it. There's no peace. You know, you got to show me where you are and all of that. That's a lot of work. However, that's the work that needs to happen if you're going to stay with a cheater. He has to prove himself, earn his trust. All right, let me look at my notes. So then we see Melody meeting up with her brother, Marcus, who I happen to like. He seems like a good guy, was a teacher, stopped teaching after 20 plus years, and now he has his broker's license in Alabama, wanting to get in the real estate with his sister. And he says while he was teaching, his students would watch the show, I guess, and say, you know, I can't believe you're letting him do this to your sister and you're not beating him up. And so that was kind of funny. She did talk about the fact that her father, she has not seen her father in a year. The brother was like, it's as easy, or spoken to him in a year, I think. Either seen him or spoken to him. The brother said it's as easy as picking up the phone. So she said, you know what, I'm going to invite him to the baby shower. So he said, that's a good idea, you know. So Then we have these names, bear with me. So we have Sadaric coming to visit Martel to kind of help him put up the nursery. And this was like a stage scene because it didn't look like they did much work. They were working on a crib. So he said, Martel, your name has been out in the internet streets all over in these chat rooms, and they are dogging you. And Martel was like, what are they saying? He said, just dogging you. So Derek does his one-on-one confession and says he does know the female that Martel was messing with. She used to work at a sports bar type restaurant. And he said he was kind of surprised that Martel was messing with this person. It seems like Martel probably had an affair with someone who was the opposite of Melody. Seems like Melanie seems to be a businesswoman on top of her game. From what I've seen from this mistress, and even on her social media presence, she's not as polished, maybe not as mature as Melody. So it kind of, but then again, she could have been an easy target, maybe because she was younger, not as sophisticated, maybe easier to control, or he thought so, because right now she was all over social media, according to the show. So Derek is just talking about that with Martel. And there was a one-on-one confessional where they asked Martel, does it bother you when people keep asking you about the mistress? And he was like, I'm not going to talk about it. Well, you put yourself in this position. You need to talk about it. You need to talk. Is it because you haven't cut off contact and you don't want to say anything that would incite her? So the episode they put something on the screen, said they did attempt to reach out to the mistress, but she did not reach back out to them in time for the first episode. So that alludes to maybe she'll be in the next episodes. I don't know. So then we see Melody is doing her planning for the baby shower. They're asking her about the guest list. Of course, she calls Kimmy to see if Kimmy and Maurice will be there. And Kimmy will be there, and she's asking her, did you invite Letitia and Marceau? And Melody was like, of course not. This is her baby shower. She wants it to be good energy. So that's how it goes. So we cut to Martel in counseling. The counselor is trying to make him hone on to the fact that you did not have a father, yet you're a good father. Don't you miss the fact that your father wasn't involved? And Martel is like, not really, because I didn't see that around me. And the counselor did say something funny. He said there were no daddies in the hood. But what Martel is saying is he didn't see that example in his friends and the people around him. So the counselor is like, so the fact that you are a good father, doesn't it make you want to miss what you didn't have? And he says, Martel says, well, if God came and told me that you would have been this much better or done this much more if your father was involved, then maybe so. But the counselor is saying the fact that you are a good father and doing so much more still doesn't make you miss having a father. So they just kind of talked about that a little bit. So then we have the baby shower. So Martel and Melody, they come in a horse-drawn carriage, and Melody says it reminds her of when they were getting married, except now they have their 3 children. And Martel's like 4, and he holds her stomach. She's like, oh. So Kimmy and what's his name? Maurice are there, and they're like, this doesn't surprise her. Melody's extra. They expect this from the Holts. And so they expect this from the Holts. So they come in, horse-drawn carriage. They have a couple who is the hostess, LeBeric and Destiny. I'm telling you these names. And if anyone out there is named LeBeric, I'm not making fun of you. So they're up there. They're the host and the hostess. So LeBeric is supposed to pray. LeBeric, the Heavenly Father, we thank you, dear Lord. Bless this food, Lord. And we want to thank you for this opportunity, Lord. And Lord, thank you. And so he says Lord about 40 times. His wife is the hostess. So she's up there. She's talking. Melanie finally finds her way to Kimmy, and Kimmy was like, so how are you, Letitia? And she said, she apologized to me. However, 5 days later, she was repeating or quoting things on the internet about me, like repeating negative things. So she said, I knew the apology wasn't sincere. So Kimmy is like, I wish you guys would just get it together. What I do know is Kimmy is a grown woman compared to Melody and Letitia. She has her own things going on. I mean, she may have conflict, but she's a grown woman. These two have not reached Kimmy's status as far as maturity. She knows how to have conflict. She knows how to resolve it, and she knows how to move on, and she knows how to not make that conflict messy. So we see that Melody and Letitia can't. I think some of the problem, this is just my opinion, I think Melody, business-wise, she's a boss. And I think Letitia admires that and maybe is a little jealous because of how her husband does not want her to work outside the home. He doesn't help with the kids. And business and family-wise, as far as Martel stepping in with the kids and helping Melody business-wise, I think they have that. I mean, he's a cheater, but other than that, they are a well-oiled machine. They make a lot of money. I think Letitia sees that, and I think she may be a little envious. And then, of course, Melody and Martel fight nasty, so that adds to it. But Kimmy is a grown woman as far as conflict. She handles it, and she moves on. So we see Destiny, the hostess, want to confront. She wants to confront Kimmy, and she wants to confront her. I feel like she's trying to secure her spot on the show. So she says, what you said last season about you not knowing us, but my husband makes good chicken. I just thought it was shade. And Kimmy was like, I stand by that. I didn't know you guys, and he made good chicken. So, and they cut after that. Then you have the guys, Maurice and Martel, talking, and about how low the text messages back and forth, how low they've been going. And I think more of that is going to unfold. And I guess Martel text something to the effect of, even though Marceau got Letitia new hips and butt, he still wasn't satisfied. And I don't like men referring to other people's wives in that manner. I feel like that's very disrespectful. They can keep it between the two men and talk about what's going on, leave the wives out of it. I think that's better. Let the wives handle what they have to handle. But once again, Martel and Melody, they fight very dirty. So, and then something about someone's mom, maybe a sex tape involving someone's mom. I'm not sure. I think all these text messages will unfold as the season continues. So what I can say is a good opening. I'm not sure if Melody and Martel are even still together. We have yet to see what's going to happen, if this mistress is going to appear on the show. But that was my season 2, episode 1 review. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything I missed, anything that you saw that I didn't see, please comment, let me know. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.